A nation in mourning. The national flags flying at half-mast in memory of Dr. Badra Joof, Vice President of the Gambia, who passed away on Wednesday in India, where he was undergoing treatment. Dr. Joof's demise united the country in grief as Gambians quickly took to various social media platforms to extend their condolences. President Barrow led the nation in tribute by first signing the condolence book at State House before speaking highly of his late number two.
I will seize this opportunity to extend my condolences to the cabinet, to the Gambian people, and to the entire world. We will miss Badra. He was somebody who was really committed to his work, and a very intelligent man for that matter. And he dedicated all his life to the service of this nation. And I think he has touched many lives in this country. We are together during the transition for these 5 years because of his competence and his contribution and his commitment and his loyalty. That's why I appointed him as my vice president.
President Barrow appointed the late Dr. Joof as Vice President on the 4th May 2022 to head the cabinet. Prior to ascending to the country's second highest office, he was the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. He also served as Permanent Secretary in various ministries across the government. A double master's holder in English Literature and Developmental Economics, the late Dr. Joof's illustrious career had seen him serve the Gambia and the international community at various levels, from a classroom teacher at Nusrat Senior Secondary School to a senior World Bank official for West and Central Africa, before returning to serve his country again after the change of government in 2017. Mourners, including cabinet ministers, the diplomatic corps, and senior citizens, lined up at the presidency to sign the condolence book as a mark of respect for the former vice president.
He was a very good person, and he wished the best for the Gambia. So for us to be missing him at this time, when we have just started this new dispensation, is quite sad. We can't stop thinking about him, and we never stop thinking about him. We only pray that his soul would rest in perfect peace.
This reminds me of his sayings that we have a rendezvous for 2026 to report to the Gambians. And that rendezvous, he could not be here to complete. But I ask that Allah, by his mercy and his powers, because it's only his mercy that is enough for us to enter Jannah. So we ask Allah to rain his mercy on him and grant him Jannatul Firdausil A'la. VP is a man of truth. He is a strong personality when it comes to character, but he is also very kind. He deserves Gambian to cry for this loss.
It's very difficult to find words to describe the vacuum that he leaves behind. But we pray. And his legacy is he has always asked us to be dedicated, to be focused, to be delivery-oriented. And I think he has left something with us that we can continue to live up with in order to remember him.
We know the kind of leadership that he has provided to all of us that are in cabinet. He's a very firm person, a person who is very true to his words and speaks his mind at all times, even in cabinet or even when we have meetings outside. And that is what we remember him for, and I believe that that's what every other person should learn as virtues and principles from him.
He was a very strong pillar in the cabinet, a strong pillar in the government. He was a voice of conscience. He was a consummate Gambian, a consummate cabinet minister who was very much in touch or in tune with his work, but also the operations of the government. The Gambia, and indeed the government of the Gambia, has lost a great son of this country.
Former Vice President of the Gambia, Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang, was among many people from diverse backgrounds who described the former educationist as a man of amiable character.
The man was a great man. He loved his country, and he was committed to really improving the lives of the lot of our people. I wish to continue praying for him, for Allah to subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him Jannatul Firdaus and all those who have passed before him.
In such a short period of time, for one to have such an impact on a nation, I think it speaks volumes, and I think also we should be proud that our country has been able to produce someone of his caliber, and I am confident in going forward that his legacy will live on. And we pray for him, may Allah grant him the highest of Jannah.
Obviously shocking, because he was young, and he was a mentor and an uncle. So definitely when I heard of the news, it was really shocking. And on top of everything, he's our vice president.
The remains of the late Dr. Joof is expected to arrive in the Gambia in the coming days, ahead of a state burial. A career civil servant with an intellectual pedigree, the appointment of Dr. Badra Joof as vice president was seen as a hope, but that hope has gone too soon. But one thing is for sure, the former teacher, minister, and World Bank official has lived a fulfilled life. Mohamed S. Jallo, GRS News, at State House in Banjul.